In today's video, we will be discussing my top pairs for the week. I pray that you all enjoy. Like always, before you even get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Any and everything is appreciated. If you have any questions, comment section. If you don't like it, comment section. But even if you don't like it, leave a like. Why? Because it helps me know who didn't like it. You know what I mean? Comment section. Enjoy the video. Like always, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Alright, so like you all know, we lost Euro USD, so right now price is bullish, but we are simply too far away from our recent broken structure. We can put this at not ready yet. Euro GBP, you can see how price is working its way back down towards that recent structure, but the daily time frame compared to the 4-hour time frame, you can see how the 4-hour time frame is bearish, the daily time frame is bullish, and I'm simply just not interested. I want to see the daily and the 4-hour in sync before I'm interested in taking a trade. So what you could do is simply just wait for price to tap back into this recent broken structure on the daily time frame, and as price is working its way back down, allow the 4-hour time frame to go from bearish to bullish after we tap back into the daily structure. Once price can go from bearish to bullish, look for the retest of this recent structure on the 4-hour time frame, and then simply just take that trade, waiting on the shifter structure, like you all know, on 5 to the 15-minute time frame, and take that trade back towards the upside, towards recent highs, or even those daily structure targets. So simply not interested in Euro GBP. I can put this at not ready yet. Next, you got NZD USD, just ugly. I am anticipating a counter trend trade on NZD USD. You can see how price is bullish, and at the moment price is slowing down that bullish momentum towards the upside and forming this resistance area where it's looking like it's finding, and it just looking towards the left. You can see how price finds support, it finds resistance, resistance, resistance. This is a respected area on the daily time frame, and price is now respecting it and slowing down, so we could possibly see that bearish engulfing candle form. Once that bearish engulfing candle does form, I am looking to take this trade back towards this broken structure. Not fully, probably get out just a tad bit earlier, just because, again, we know the overall structure is bullish, so I'm not looking to hold this trade for too long. Going towards a 4-hour time frame, if that is able to get established on the daily time frame, the bearish engulfing, you can see how this will allow the 4-hour time frame go from bullish to then bearish due to the breakout of this higher low. We will then wait for the retest of this structure. Prayerfully that 1-hour time frame stays in sync with the 4-hour, being in a bearish trend. Allow this time frame to have that retest of that structure, and then continue to ride that trade back down towards the downside. So NZD USD definitely looks good. I'm gonna leave it at my #1 counter trend market watch. USD JPY, simply not interested in this. You can see how we are bearish. Price has already started to form that push back towards the upside, basically taking our opportunities away from a counter trend opportunity. If you do not know, I like to be the first ones with the counter trend momentum, right? So going towards recent trades, you can see how on CHF JPY, we caught this counter trend. We caught this counter trend trade due to price just now forming that push back towards the downside, right? The first momentum push back down, forming that retracement. As that was happening, you can see how the 4-hour left us with the break of structure, the retest of that structure, and then the continuation. Right, the next trading pair I believe was Euro GBP. Same thing. You can see how price has just now formed the bearish momentum back towards the downside, picking up the retracement. 4-hour time frame leaves you with the break of structure, with the retest of structure on the 1-hour, and then we simply continue to fall. So a very good trade on here. Looking at those examples, we want to be the first ones with the second momentum push, aka the retracement. And in this case, we're simply not, and I'm not interested. So we can put this on not ready yet. Next, USD CHF. You can see how price is having some type of switch of momentum, trying to form that retracement. The 4-hour time frame, however, is now back in a bearish trend, being out of sync with the daily time frame. The daily is bearish. This is in sync with the daily time frame, and since we are looking for a counter trend trade, it's like a tongue twister. I wanted the daily to be bearish and my 4-hour to be bullish, but now since that 4-hour is back in sync with the daily time frame, I'm simply going to leave it alone. Yes, we are in sync, but on the higher time frame side, you can see how we are in no man's land. We want to get in, allow the daily time frame to tap back into the recent broken structure it has presented us with. After this is able to take place, we go towards the 4-hour to find our zones, like you all know, and then shift the structure and ride this trade back down towards the downside. Right now, you can see how price is in a bearish trend, and price did perform the recent breakout, but due to price not reaching this recent broken structure, tapping back into just to show us that it is a break and retest happening, I'm simply not going to look for an opportunity. We're too far away. Price is not at any given area of interest, and I simply don't see any opportunity, so we're just not going to trade it. Next, Euro AUD, simply not ready yet. You can see how price is forming the retracement back down. 4-hour is simply out of sync, and yeah, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting on this. It's not ready. We simply go towards the next pair. We can actually put it, we'll put it on not ready yet. Last, AUD CHF, same thing. This pair is not ready. You can see how price is forming the retracement back towards this broken structure, but 4-hour time frame is out of sync, and we are in no man's land, so we are not interested. AUD USD, waiting for a deeper move towards the upside, and then waiting for the pullback towards the recent broken structure before I look for possible entries. So we can leave this right there. CHF JPY, same thing. Price is forming the retracement, but still in no man's land, and I'm not really interested in this pair. Next, GBP USD. Starting on GBP USD, this actually looks really good. You can see how price was in a bearish trend. Price didn't have the flip due to the breakout of these highs, the retracement, and now we're having another continuation back towards the upside. So marking off our new higher highs and our new higher lows, we're looking like this, which is good. So if in the next 3 hours and 16 minutes the daily time frame can close with this bullish momentum, we can expect the 4-hour time frame, if it wants to, have some type of a deeper move towards the upside, allowing the daily time frame just to have a stronger bullish closure. Look for that next daily candlestick or the following 2 days to allow price to retrace back down towards the last recent structure break. Yes, the overall structure break is around here, breaking out of these higher highs, having the continuation towards the upside, but the last recent structure break is around here, due to this being the last structure point price formed before the continuation took place. So I am looking for price to come back around here, a well-respected zone. Sure enough, if we get our tool, draw out our zone, we can then adjust it and then zoom out and take a peek towards the left. So right here you can see we have 1, 2 rejections towards the zone. Zooming out, going towards the left, you can then see 3, 4 rejections. You can count that as 5, 6 rejections here, and I'm sure if we continue to go towards the left, we will find more, right? But right now we've seen 6 rejections, which is more than enough for me. I simply just want to wait for price to form some type of daily candlestick retracement before we find some entries. So GBP USD definitely looks good. I'm going to put this as waiting on the daily time frame. Next, USD CAD. This is ugly. We don't even hate to go into detail about this, because sure enough you can see why it's ugly. Price is doing a lot of pivot, a lot of controversial movement, and I don't want to be a part of it, so we can leave this as not ready yet. GBP NZD, price is now forming that retracement back towards the recent broken structure, which is good. 4-hour time frame, however, we are out of sync with the daily time frame being in a bullish trend, so I'm simply just not really interested. and GBP NZD. And then for counter trend opportunities, we are way too close towards that recent broken structure. Yes, the 4-hour is presenting you with bullish structure break or bullish structure overall to take this counter trend trade, but truth be told, if you are looking to take this position, you will be looking for price to come back down on the 1-hour time frame. And if price does come back towards this zone, if price does come back towards the zone from the 1-hour time frame standpoint, you can see how this will be allowing the 1-hour to have some possible break of structure in order to reach here, which simply wouldn't be the best case scenario for you to be taking a counter trend trade. You want the 4, the 1, 30, 15, and 5 minute all in sync for a counter trend trade to take place. If that's not possible, do not force it, because now you're going down a path that you do not want to go down. Next, we can go to AUD CAD. Yeah, ugly. Yeah, I don't really want to go into depth. It's really nothing to explain. We're in no man's land, simple as day. NZD CAD, same thing, waiting for the breakout of structure. CAD JPY, same thing, waiting for the breakout. We have a lot of just indecision within structure, within price overall. This actually, let me see the 4-hour. Yeah, I'm not interested. So this isn't a bad setup, right? You can see how the daily time frame is bullish. We are continuing in this bullish trend due to the recent continuation of this higher high. We have our new higher high, new higher low. Prices form the retracement back towards that structure, which is good. The 4-hour time frame, however, is, yeah, we're bearish. You can obviously see due to the break of these higher lows, you can see how price was in a bullish trend, which looked good, but due to this body closure below this recent structure, I'm not really interested in EuroCAD. So I will simply just walk away. No point of forcing a trade. Some people might mark this off as, hey, it's showing signs of rejection, and then possibly try to get in back above this little structure point, allowing price to get past this minor area, which you can obviously see we are forming rejection. So once price can break above, possibly look for entries towards 159.370 being our daily high. But other than that, I'm not really interested. I don't want to force some type of setup like so. One, because I can obviously see the break of structure on the 4-hour, and then two, it will be breaking my rules. So I'm not looking to break my rules, but it still does possibly look good for buys. You'll just have to wait to get back above the zone. If I was to break my rules, I would just wait for price to get back above the zone, allowing the 15-minute to have the continuation, as you can see, and the bullish trend. But for myself, I'm not really interested, so I'm gonna leave it. Next, AUD NZD, you can see the retracement being established, but if we drop towards the 4-hour, sure enough, we are out of sync. You can see how the 4-hour in the next 3 hours and 11 minutes, or did it already broke? Yeah, it already broke. The 4-hour time frame has already presented us with the break of structure around here, and since the break of structure has already took place, you simply walk away. You don't need to stare at the trade because it's not going to change anything that's happening. So we're waiting for opportunities. GBP AUD, waiting. Next, NZD JPY, not really interested. Yes, price has formed the retracement back towards the recent broken structure. The 4-hour time frame, however, is still bullish. We are waiting for the break of these higher lows. Some people might call this area a breaker structure, but it just depends on how you see the market. In my eyes, this isn't really a retracement, but hey, some people may see it like that. I'm simply going to wait for the overall clean structure break, which is around here, and until that happens, I'm not interested in NZD JPY. GBP CAD, we are having momentum back towards the upside, simply going to wait for the breakout there. Euro NZD, not really interested in this pair. You see the 4-hour is bearish, the daily's bullish, we'll simply walk away. GBP JPY, you can see the overall structure is around 207 being our higher high, 183 being our lower low. Everything right now that's just taking place is just pivot points. Until price can present me with a breakout around here or a breakout around there, I'm not really interested in trading GBP JPY. GBP CHF, same thing. We're just waiting for the breakout. Until that happens, I'm not really interested. So right now, our counter trend trade number one pair will be NZD USD. Looking for the 4-hour to present us with the breakout structure towards the downside, and then looking for the retracement back towards this zone, which will ultimately lead us back towards our area of interest where we're looking to take our trade off of, which will be found on the 1-hour breakout structure being around there. So if price can have that break, we look for the retracement towards this recent breakout structure found on the 1-hour time frame due to us being a counter trend trade, and wait for the shifter structure on the 5-minute and ride this trade back towards our 4-hour structure lows, or our 1-hour structure lows, depending on where that is formed. So NZD USD is our number one counter trend opportunity. Next will be our overall trend trade, or correct trend trade, will be GBP USD having the continuation breakout towards the upside. Looking for the 4-hour time frame to form the retracement back down towards this recent broken structure, and then ultimately continuing to ride that trade back towards the upside. So this is my number one for our trade of the week. But like I said, counter trend trade will be NZD USD, and then yeah, that will be it. I don't really have anything else that looks interesting besides GBP USD and NZD USD. As you all can see, GBP and NZD USD are both USD pairs, obviously meaning that if our opportunity is presented on NZD USD, I'm looking for price on the USD side to be weaker in order for price to continue to fall, which if it is weaker, we can expect GBP USD on the next daily candlestick to form that bearish candle retracement due to us taking the counter trend opportunity. So we just have to really just wait and see. If that counter trend trade does happen, we can possibly, capitalize on both sides of the event. We are looking for the overall trend to continue towards the upside for GBP USD, or for the USD momentum. I am looking for the USD dollar to have the strongest currency overall, just due to us, having that push from GBP USD and NZD USD, both having that hard push back towards the upside. So if price does give us an opportunity on NZD USD, we know we are trying to get in and out because we're looking for the overall retracement on GBP USD to take the correct trend back up towards the upside. So we do have possibilities. We just got to continue to be patient and see what happens. I am leaning more towards GBP USD just based off of it being in sync, being in the correct trend overall, us flowing with the market. Besides NZD USD, obviously you can see us trading against the market, taking that counter trend trade. So if we do take this, we are risking less, and if we do take GBP USD, we will be risking more. So we just got to be patient, see which one happens first, and go from there.